Now in this module, let's take a look at what does box security mean. Now box security is a very interesting term, and by box security what we actually mean is a box refers to a prevalent approach in the industry, especially in larger organizations, in which the solution for every single security challenge is in the form of buying a box and putting a box in place. So in this box security approach, you would have a box for email security, for web security, a firewall, an IPS, APT attack prevention, DDoS prevention, network DLP, network forensics, and anything you can think of. Any solution which is required for security, they will, the team or the organization thinks, let's buy a box and put it there, and that'll get the job done. So as we have been discussing, security is a combination of people, process, and technology, and it's an integrated process. It's an integrated function consisting of people, process, and technology. And the industry observation as consultants, my company that does consulting, what we have seen is that most of the boxes or devices that are installed in the organizations are not being used to their full capacity or to their full intended purpose or their full capability. The full feature set, for example, is not being used. And a case in point is security information and event management solutions, which organizations buy with a lot of interest, and they think that it's the silver bullet for all their security problems. And then they realize that it requires a lot of work. There's resources that have to be put in because there's thousands of logs and there's a lot of logic that has to be built in the security information event management solution. And if you don't deploy the human resources, then that CM is no good for you. That box is no good if there is no human interaction and you don't have the process to run the box. So box security is not the silver bullet. Although many devices and boxes are required, accepted, they do not ensure on their own a good security posture. This approach is unfortunately promoted, the box security approach is promoted by vendors who are very eager to sell their boxes and their solutions. And they convince customers that it's a silver bullet, buy this box and it'll get the job done. And we also have to consider the organizational maturity and readiness also. So you may have a solution in the form of a box, but is the organization really ready for it? Other challenges with box security approach are shortage of staff. Whenever you get a box, you have to train somebody for it. And there's already a shortage of staff. So finding somebody from the market who would be familiar with, let's say, a network forensic solution, the chances would be very low. Or, finding somebody who, a resource who is well-versed and has hands-on capability on, let's say, a blue coat web security gateway, the chances are that, a lot of resources are not available. And then you have to train people and put in, and then, eventually those people may leave and they take the skill set with them. So this is the security solution lifecycle which we should follow. There's a security requirement study. What do you need? A solution research, what's available and what's the most appropriate solution for us? Budgeting and approvals process. Whatever we think we need, how much will it cost? And do we have the approval to get it for our network? And then you have the RFP, the high-level design, and the vendor and tool selection, which is performed. And eventually, when the procurement process is completed, you have the installation and commissioning, plus the training for the solution. And when the installation is completed, you have acceptance and sign-off, and the solution should meet the high-level design. You have development of the security operations procedure or the standard operating procedure, and the commissioning of the device into the network after a change management. And finally, you have ongoing operations, change management, audits, monitoring, all of that going on. So this is the complete life cycle. Device objectives, why are we buying a box? Why are we bringing in a solution? And high-level design should be planned prior to commissioning. The high-level design should be worked out prior to purchasing, prior to the procurement lifecycle. The minimum operational baseline and configuration should be documented in a security, in a standard operating procedure or SOP, which should be maintained by the IT organization. What is the device supposed to do? And the device feature set and configuration audits Is the device configured, working up to capacity? Is it using the features that it should be using? Those audits and reviews should be conducted on a periodic basis as well to make sure that we are utilizing the ROI or return on investment on the device. Thank you.